Yeah, acting tough and looking tough is overrated, to be honest.
Go home and your knuckles are all bloody.
Yeah,
and
you're like,
your mom's like, what the hell did you do?
got in a fight.
You should see the other guy.
You see the other guy. No, you're 7. What are you doing? Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lights, Camera, Nonsense, where we give you all the latest movie news you may have missed. I am Nick Simmons.
And I am the just as loquacious but not as attractive Crypt Keeper's second cousin, Zach Smith.
Oh, that was wordy. And for the week of October 19th, let's roll the previews. Zach, what have you been watching?
Well, Nick.
Well.
I watched some things for our topic, which we'll get to later.
Yes.
Outside of our topic, however, I saw the Zombielands.
You saw both of them?
I had already seen the first one.
Okay, yeah.
I was being, add an S to a singular.
It did not work this time because there was actually more than one Zombieland.
I saw Zombieland Double Tap.
Okay. Why?
Well, Casey really wanted to see it. Zombieland is actually like one of her not favorite. I guess yeah, she's seen it quite a few times.
Yeah.
So she really liked the first one, and she was excited for the second one. So I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm down. I will admit that I've only seen the first Zombieland like maybe twice.
I've
seen it for sure once.
Yeah.
But maybe twice.
Way back in 2009, 2010.
And I was like, okay, all I remember from the first one is Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson, Emma Stone,
Abigail Breslin.
But I actually didn't remember Abigail Breslin was in it.
Yeah.
Those three, Twinkies,
mm-hmm.
The Rules,
and zombies.
That was pretty much it. Well, yeah, it's zombies.
And there are,
that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
So I had to watch like a primer beforehand, like a little 4-minute thing, like this is what happened in Zombieland.
It's not much.
And that's where I remembered that, oh yeah, fuck, Abigail Breslin's in this.
Yeah.
Holy shit. And then there was a whole theme park thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like I mostly remembered it.
Do you remember Abigail Breslin's brother?
No.
Spencer Breslin? Is it Spencer Breslin?
I think you're making that up.
No, he played the helper elf in like Santa Claus 2 and 3. Is it Spencer Breslin?
Abigail.
He played young Bruce Willis in The Kid before Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh shit, yeah, I do remember.
He was like the Disney It Kid.
I don't think I knew that they were related.
Breslin is not a very common last name.
Well, I don't think I ever knew his name.
Oh.
I was just like, that guy's from the Santa Claus.
Yeah. I wonder what happened to him.
Hold on, I want to make sure you're not just... Okay, Spencer Breslin is
Uh-huh.
the name of her brother. Is it him, though?
Is he Chubby Cheeks?
Oh, shit, it is him.
Yeah.
Damn,
Two for two.
Good fucking memory, man.
I
don't know how
have a
you
knack for
remember
remembering random Z-list actor. Look at him. He looks great. That was, Sister's Keeper premiere? I saw the background of that.
Yeah,
that was
Sister's Keeper. Yeah.
Like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, I'll trust that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Actually, look up the year. If it's like 2015, I'm on a fucking roll.
Yeah.
I remember because I was still working at the movie theater when it came out.
My Sister's Keeper. 2009.
Shit! Damn it! So same year as Zombieland.
Shouldn't have pushed your luck. Yeah. Double Tap.
Yeah, what'd you think?
It was fine. It's a fun, cute movie.
Okay.
It's not
cute.
Yeah, like cute in the sense like it's fluff. There's not really a whole lot going on there.
Extra unnecessary. Are those words coming to mind when you're thinking of it? Like, did they need to make it?
I mean, you could argue that they don't need to make anything.
Well, okay, Mr. What is the word? Not nihilist.
Pessimist?
No, someone who doesn't believe in anything.
Dead? Mr. Dead? I don't know.
What? I'll look it up later. No, but I mean, I remember reading a headline for a review for Zombieland Double Tap, and they said, it's a great sequel to Zombieland. It just feels like it was made a couple months after the first one. Back in 2009. It seems extra.
But I think that's what it's supposed to be. And I think in that sense, it's actually pretty impressive.
Right.
It picks up pretty
soon after.
In terms of same kind of tone.
Yeah.
It, I think, matches it very well for a movie that a decade between the first and the second movie.
Right.
It does a really good job at still keeping the tone. Now, whether or not that's to its benefit in the long run, in terms of Well, a lot of this is really still kind of 2009 comedy, so your mileage may vary on that and whether or not you like it.
Is it dated at all?
It's not dated. They're not like dropping hot 2009 memes or anything like that.
I can't even think of a 2009 meme.
I can has cheeseburger. When was that?
That was way
pre
before
2009, right?
Yeah, that was so much earlier.
2009 may have been like the start of the what do you call them? Like the little comic strip face memes where they're all pencil drawn.
I have no idea.
Whatever.
I could tell you who Abigail Breslin's related to.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Your meme knowledge needs to increase to where it's identical to your Breslin family knowledge.
Zach, I don't think you understand. I'm 28. My meme knowledge does not need to grow any larger.
Yeah, I mean, I you could probably make the argument that it's unnecessary. It doesn't add anything really to quote unquote the lore.
Yeah.
I mean, there is some like new stuff they add. There's a new zombie in there that's like, it's stronger, so they end up calling it the T-800. Because it's almost impossible to kill at a certain point.
That's funny.
So there's little bits like that they throw in there, but there's nothing like really new, and the characters don't really grow. They're pretty static. It's the same.
I think that's the point, though.
Yeah.
It's very cheesy, kind of almost B movie esque.
It does border on B movie at times, especially the ending. The final like climactic battle kind of goes off the rails a little bit, but it's supposed to. It's not. It's definitely not taking itself seriously. Everything's very meta. You know, they still have like zombie kill of the week, and now they have a zombie kill of the year.
Are the graphics, because I remember them being kind of superfluous?
So I wouldn't say they're oh my god,
superfluous.
Yeah, that
it's a weird word.
But there were definitely moments that I noticed, like, ooh, this CG looks like it was done on the cheap.
Or made in 2009, like my previous statement.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Kermit. All right, get over here, Miss Piggy.
I don't think the CG was the important thing to take away from Zombieland. I think the important stuff to carry over from the first one to the second one, with tone, humor, that kind of thing, they nailed that.
Just the cast bringing them back.
And yeah, the cast is great. Everyone does a really good job. It's very funny. Zoe Deutsch.
Deutsch?
Deutsch, I think her name is.
I'm saying Deutsch. D-E-U-T-S-H? She's
been in things, but I have barely seen any of them. She was in The Disaster Artist.
Have fun.
Vampire Academy. That kind of stuff.
Not on
but
examples.
In this, she plays this character named Madison, and she very well may be the best part of the movie.
Oh, okay.
Like, almost every line she drops is great.
Okay.
Very, very good comedic timing, and she meshes well with the rest of the group.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. Whenever you try to introduce, even though this is the second entry in the quote-unquote franchise, whenever you try to introduce new characters to established characters, it's always good to have chemistry.
I feel like if there's any low point for the movie, that would probably be, unfortunately, Rosario Dawson.
Oh, no!
She's great, as per usual, but the character she plays is kind of whatever, and there's not really a whole lot to her.
For her to do.
Very one note. She's in it for maybe a total of 15 minutes.
But the movie itself is super short.
It is pretty short. It's an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So, and the pacing it's nice. There's not like a whole, like we got to the end. I'm like, oh shit, we're at the end already.
Yeah.
And that may lend to the fact that there's really only one thing they're trying to do throughout the whole movie. So Abigail Breslin ends up running off for a reason. So they're trying to track her down.
Oh, okay. So that's the basic synopsis of
right. And then you have Jesse Eisenberg and Emma Stone kind of like not coming to terms with how serious their relationship is, and Emma Stone's character doesn't want to commit more, and Jesse Eisenberg
classic Emma Stone.
Yeah.
But would you say you had fun? Is it worth going to the movies to see?
It was fun. I don't think you need to see them in the theaters.
Okay.
Unless you're like a really big Zombieland fan.
Right.
Like my wife.
Not a bath.
Then I would say you can wait for this one.
Okay.
It's not something you need to rush out and see or anything like that, but it's still fun.
Yeah.
Inoffensive for the most part.
It is still rated R though. You got the gore.
Oh yes, it is very rated R. They're dropping F-bombs and
for the kids,
impaling people all over the place, and it was a little weird. I forgot that it was rated R until they showed the Red Band trailer for Bad Boys for Life in front of it.
Nice. How was the trailer for that?
Oof, it was bad, man.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
It does not look good.
Speaking of movies that took way too long to gestate.
Yeah, and I feel like it has the same issue that the Emancipation of Harley Quinn has, its trailer. And I noticed it because they showed Harley Quinn in front of this as well. The sound design on those trailers is god awful.
Yeah. Trying to mix the soundtrack with all of the stuff. And yeah.
Well, and they have like fighting and bullets going off and shit.
They try to match it with the music.
They don't even do that. Like Harley Quinn, there's no bullet sound at all.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, and it's just the dialogue and the music, and it's like, this is really off-putting. This feels like a really poorly made trailer to me.
That would throw me off.
Yeah.
Like,
I would say go back and watch it, and then like
the
take
trailer
note
of Harley Quinn
of the lack of sound in it, because it's very weird.
That is weird. Maybe they're trying to tone it down after Suicide Squad and those trailers.
But it looks exactly like Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I would say even brighter.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in that movie at all.
No.
What else did you watch? Not related to
that.
topic.
That was really it. The rest that I watched was related to the topic, aside from the normal stuff.
Getcha.
Yeah. What did you watch?
I actually started watching it today because I believe it dropped either yesterday or today. A Netflix show called Living with Yourself, starring Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd, yeah. I think that was yesterday.
It was yesterday? Yeah. Okay, well, it's been a pretty hectic week. I've been working nonstop. For the listeners who haven't been keeping track. Yeah, I've been, anyway, started watching it because I, booted up the Netflix. Dun-dun. Bum-bum. Gong.
What is Living with Yourself about for those unfamiliar?
Yes. Living with Yourself is about a man who's unhappy with life, who gets referred by a coworker to go to a spa. Hey, this spa changed my life. I feel better. I'm more successful than ever and better at my job than you are. Haha, you suck. Even if you go to the spa, I'm not worried about the competition.
This is a weird thing to say to someone.
So, I mean, I'm paraphrasing, even though I'm saying much more dialogue. And so Paul Rudd's character goes to the spa. Already you get like some red flags because you can only go to the spa and actually take part of the spa if you're referred to by a previous customer, and it costs like $50,000.
Very culty.
Yeah, and then you open up the front door and there's like a dark room and it's all metal walling, and then they have to open up another door by pressing one of those other things, the alarm things.
Yeah.
And I'm going way too into the weeds with the first episode, but it's a dark comedy starring Paul Rudd, and I guess I could spoil it because it's in the trailer, but Paul Rudd wakes up the next day after going to the spa, and he finds out that there is another Paul Rudd living his life, who's much happier and better at life.
Yeah.
So then struggles and things happen. I'm actually only 2 episodes in.
Okay.
But man, it's good.
So far, so good.
Yeah, it's very. I don't want to say very dark, especially not at the beginning, but you get that feeling of. I wouldn't say dread, but like, ooh, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Like if this happened to me,
something's off.
Something is very off.
Yeah.
But the comedy, because it's Paul Rudd, he's hilarious.
Yeah,
I think he's great.
Yeah.
He definitely already makes this, and in fact, this actually reminds me a lot of. While I was watching, I was thinking of all the other movies and shows that I've watched where the main character gets copied.
Yeah.
And how almost all of them are dark comedies to an extent. Like, spoilers, Moon, which you haven't seen.
I haven't, but I'll try to forget.
Moon, starring Sam Rockwell. The Double, starring Jesse Eisenberg, which is a personal favorite. And what was the other one?
Well, you can look forward to Gemini Man breaking the mold.
I'm not watching Gemini Man, but that's actually kind of funny that they're coming out so close to each other, living with yourself. And
I wonder which one will be better.
Considering, like, didn't it already come out to like limited screenings and people fucking hated it?
Well, I don't know if they hated it, but there was an issue that the way it was filmed. Who directed it again?
It's Ang Lee.
That's right, Ang Lee of Hulk fame.
And Life of Pi.
No,
Yeah, both of them.
Hulk. That's what I want him to be known.
You want to? I want people to focus. Listen, listeners. He directed Hulk, not Incredible Hulk, not with Edward Norton. That was directed by a weird Frenchman who is inconsistent with his body of work. No, this is Ang Lee.
Yeah,
Hulk.
if there's anyone who's consistent with their body of work, it's Ang Lee.
Very, very true. Fucking Life of Pi.
Yeah, the way he filmed it was on a certain film variant where it actually can't be shown in its correct format.
Yeah.
In any theater in the U.S.
Isn't it like 8K or like it's 120 frames per second or something?
Yeah, it's like a step above, I guess, if that's a thing, of Peter Jackson's Hobbit.
Yeah.
Thing that he was doing.
He did 120 frames per second.
Yeah.
Same as The Master, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson.
And even then, the theaters outside of the U.S. that can show it, I think there's like 5?
Yeah.
5 or 6?
It doesn't matter. The movie is going to be garbage regardless
it looks like
of what.
Garbage.
Yeah. Why would... Will Smith, what you doing?
He is living his best life because he could literally do anything and not worry about it.
He made a YouTube channel and instantly got like a bajillion.
Yeah, it's actually pretty neat. Have you watched any of that stuff?
No, other than the ones he collaborates with other artists that I actually do follow.
Pretty cool.
Oh.
I mean, it's fucking Will Smith living his rich ass.
Sorry.
Yeah,
that's what he does.
Do you feel good about yourself?
I feel great. I actually feel better than when we first started this podcast.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's just Will Smith being rich, but it's.
I'd rather watch like people I have never heard of that have never had any success in anything else.
I mean, I don't make a habit of watching it.
I feel like frankly, you do. I feel like you're his number one fan.
Casey watches it every now and then, and I'll be around, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll look at this.
You're Will Smith's number one fan.
Yes, I am. I have a hat.
Yeah.
And a badge.
Take off the hat. You're indoors.
No, you can't make me.
I was always wondering why you were wearing that Will Smith number one fan hat.
That would be why.
Yeah, makes sense.
So,
but back to living with yourself. We get distracted. I like it. It's 8 episodes. They're each 30 minutes each, so it's a super quick binge session. Hopefully, it goes to somewhere cool and interesting.
Yeah.
I'm already excited. Maybe I'll finish it whenever I get time, but I have no time.
Yeah. Well, you'll just pick at it.
I'll pick at it one episode at a time.
Yeah.
Other than that, I finished Friends.
Oh.
Yeah.
Congratulations. What'd you think?
I don't like it. I'll never watch it again.
You don't like the whole, or you don't like the ending?
I don't like just all of like season 10 and 9.
Oh, glad you invested the time to watch it.
Yeah, it was like I come home, I have food. I'll watch something simple, something easy to digest, unlike my food. And so it was just that, instead of the hour-long shows that I normally watch. And I just don't like how abrupt all of season 10 is, and season 9 just seemed extra.
Yeah.
Plus, I think Matthew Perry in season 9 is larger. I think he's fatter in that one.
Well, he wasn't addicted to cocaine like he was in previous seasons. So that would help.
That would help. Yeah, you do. You definitely you see an effect when you stop taking cocaine. Just don't start taking cocaine.
I would say that's a pretty good rule to live by.
Yeah.
Don't start cocaine.
Yeah.
We'll put the official LCN signature on that.
There we go. Should practice my signature.
Yeah.
Anyway, other than Matthew Perry doing cocaine, it's fine. My people kept asking me like, "Oh, you finished it? Are you ever gonna like rewatch it like you do The Office and Parks and Rec?" No.
All right. Well, that's fair.
Yeah, it's just like.
Do you feel accomplished that you
I feel like I accomplished nothing.
Oh, yeah. Good. That's exactly what you want from something you have heavily invested your time in.
It is kind of the worst, isn't it? 10 seasons of that.
You could have just stopped at any point.
I know, but I didn't get the ending. I ended up not getting the ending that I wanted anyway.
Would you classify this as a hate watch after a certain point?
Yeah. I mean, after season 8.
A
Yeah,
hate
sure.
watch or a chore watch? Which would it be?
Well, it was still easy to digest, and there were funny jokes.
But you didn't
Matthew
enjoy
Perry,
it.
During the cocaine years, he was hilarious. Don't do cocaine.
Yeah, sure.
It does not make you funny.
Setting a great example.
Just saying. He was pretty funny. Good lines.
You want to dive into our topic?
Yeah,
now?
let's dive into the topic because we got to move on. So each week for the month of October, we've been doing a different spooky different spooky theme, trying to cover a different genre of horror movies or of the ilk. How many movies did you watch this week?
I watched 2.
So did I.
Hey.
We're evenly matched.
That means I have to watch 8 next week.
Oh shit! I can't do that next week, and you know how many hours I'm working. Shit.
What was our topic for this week?
Oh yeah, sorry. The topic for this week was demonic possessions or possessions.
Possessions in general.
In general, yeah.
I think it started as demonic, and then we just kind of like, just possession.
Yeah.
That's fine.
In fact, I was going to watch a third movie. Let me detract a little bit more. I was going to watch a third movie because it was actually a movie that I enjoyed watching a long time ago, and I haven't watched it since. Idle Hands. Have you ever seen that?
I have not seen it. Casey has, and we have been trying to find it.
Okay. It is hard. It is hard to find.
Yeah.
It stars Devon Sawa from Final Destination.
Yeah, I know
Seth Green.
I know the premise.
Jessica Alba. Yeah. Han becomes possessed. So I ended up watching a. We'll just start with me then. I guess I'm already segueing.
Yeah.
So I ended up not watching Idle Hands and watching a classic. It's in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. Try to guess what it is. You've known me for a long time.
The Exorcist.
No.
Oh man,
that's a really bad guess.
Oh, you don't like The Exorcist? Oh wait, I think you've said you don't like The Exorcist. No, you haven't seen The Exorcist.
I haven't seen The Exorcist.
That's right.
So
I'm
already losing points.
I'm now recalling the conversation.
Yeah. So I've never seen The Exorcist. I've seen bits and pieces and scenes, and stills and all that kind of stuff, but never got the chance to see that. No. You want to hazard another guess?
Can you classify Alien as a possession movie since the chest booster is in there?
No. No, because that's not... I mean,
I like how you're answering this seriously.
You're inside the body, but you're not technically possessing any form of like the brain or like controlling the person.
Yeah, you're just doing it for the lulz.
This is shut up. Let me finish this. This is why we started with demonic possession because it was very acute in its specificity.
Yes,
I hate that word.
Okay, then don't use it.
Acute.
Oh. I thought you were talking about specificity.
Nope.
You tricked me.
Get one more guess. You get one more guess.
It's
a favorite movie of mine.
I don't know.
Evil Dead 2.
Oh, Evil Dead. Yeah, I almost watched the remake Evil Dead.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not bad. 2013.
Yeah. 2013. Yep.
It's one of the very rare examples where a remake is. It's of a different genre, but it's still
good.
Good,
and it plays homage well to the original, but it does its own thing too.
Yeah.
Way gorier.
So I think it takes small aspects of each of the 3 Evil Dead trilogy films.
But you watched Evil Dead 2.
Evil Dead 2, the original, 1987.
Right. What made you decide to watch 2 instead of 1?
Because 1, while good,
doesn't have Ash.
No, it does have Ash.
1 has Ash?
Yes, you silly fool.
He does?
Yes.
No, that was Evil Dead 2.
He's in all 3. Evil Dead 2 is basically a reboot. They made Evil Dead 1 as kind of a student film / art project of theirs.
Yeah, I don't remember.
He's in 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a different girlfriend. Gives her the same looking glass necklace that he gives Linda in the second one.
Huh.
Yeah. But 2 is like a reboot. We can watch a clip. If you want to.
No, that's fine. I trust you.
Fucking believe me. I'm 2 for 2. Spencer Breslin. Remember.
You're going to be riding this high forever.
Spencer Breslin.
That's like
100 episodes later.
It's so fucking minute and ridiculous.
Like, wow, you were actually right. Looking it up, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm right. Spencer Breslin. 100 episodes later, I'm telling you, I'm gonna remind you. Out of the blue, we're gonna be talking about something else. We'll Spencer Breslin.
We'll make a Spencer Breslin T-shirt.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I'm going to remember this an hour from now. So I watched Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn. Is a little subtitle.
Yeah. So why did you actually choose the second one?
Oh,
over
I
the first
I
one?
chose two because there is a very specific tonal difference between the original film
There is.
and the second film.
Yeah.
As the Evil Dead trilogy goes from part to part, it gets sillier and sillier.
Yeah, Army of Darkness is one of the silliest things you could possibly
Oh my
watch.
gosh,
It's one of the
schlock.
best things you could possibly watch, but it's one of the silliest for sure.
I almost did a double feature, but then I realized I had to wake up at 2 a.m. to go to work.
Yeah.
So, what I did was I watched, and honestly, it's my favorite of the three, just because it's still horror.
Right.
There's still horror elements to it. In fact, I jumped at a scene where I forgot it actually happened in the movie. And there's still the silliness of Chapter 3, which is Army of Darkness.
Right.
So it's got that nice blend of horror and comedy. Plus, by the way, fun fact: The Exorcist. Guess what it's rated on Rotten Tomatoes? Let me actually look this up so I can give you the exact.
85.
That's actually not a bad guess. Give me 1 second.
I feel like it's going to be lower than people expect because everybody
The critic rating.
Puts it in such high regard. Oh wait, Exorcist was received negatively critically originally.
No, but like as of now.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna bust your balls.
Yeah, I think it's. I'm gonna say mid-80s somewhere.
Okay. The Exorcist, right now, critically rated at 89%.
Oh, that's not bad.
Not bad, right? For like one of the top. It's always on people's top 10 lists.
Yeah.
Guess what? Evil Dead 2 is rated
97.
98%.
Dang.
It's higher. It's more highly rated than The Exorcist. And granted, there is a cult following behind Evil Dead 2.
You start to get into the genre films and
but I mean, for a
of
film
it.
that was made for like less than, I may be thinking of the first one, less than
The
like
first one
$5,000.
was on a very, very small budget.
Like they tape duct the duct tapes, not tape duct. They tape duct the camera to a wooden 2x4, and that's how they filmed the demon following you.
Right in the woods.
Yeah, and they actually did that for both films, the first two. Let me just get back to the movie, Evil Dead 2. If you haven't seen this movie, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, what is wrong with you?
It's Bruce Campbell, and this is honestly where he's gained a lot of his fame. The cult following of Evil Dead. They even made a sequel TV series on Starz called Ash vs. Evil Dead, which fantastic. All 3 seasons.
It got canceled early.
It got canceled, and I was really upset at the time. But here's the thing: I feel like they sent that character off.
They wrapped it up well.
They did and they didn't. They left a cliffhanger in case they
in case of
people
else.
Are, like came back. Then they're like, oh shit, wait, maybe this is super popular and they'll come back. But it's also like similar to how Evil Dead 2 ends, where it's a cliffhanger in the Army of Darkness, but it's still kind of a cool homage, and the series itself is gory and hilarious, and I highly recommend you watch it if you're an Evil Dead fan and you missed it.
It's great. It's great.
And even if you're not an Evil Dead fan and you love cool schlocky B-horror, the show is great. Check it out. Evil Dead 2, the original film, is where he got his beginnings, and honestly, it's where a lot of the Evil Dead memes are from.
Yeah.
If not from Army of Darkness. The guy brings his girlfriend to a abandoned cabin in the woods. You know where this is going, folks. And all of his, he plays a tape while they're kind of getting settled, and it's this. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. Huh? What is Ross in Friends?
What is he?
Yeah, paleontologist. Paleontologist guy. See how I didn't retain anything from Friends?
I thought you were gonna go for like asshole or something.
Oh, that too. But some paleontologist asshole is reading off the Book of the Dead.
The Necronomicon.
The Necronomicon Ex Mortis.
Yes.
Got to be specific here.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Even though that's totally what... what's his name? H.P. Lovecraft named the Book of the Dead. I think that's where it's originally from. Anyway, he's reading this off, and then all of a sudden it summons a demon, and it takes over his girlfriend, Linda. Bruce Campbell's girlfriend, Linda. And then, he has to cut her head off with a shovel. Bury her. As you do. And then, shit just gets real. And then the philanthropist, the paleontologist's daughter, and a team with a hillbilly and his girlfriend come, and they're like, hey, we found the lost pages, so let's translate all this shit. And they see Ash, and he's all bloody, and He cuts off his hand. This is the possessed part. I was getting to it. His hand gets possessed, and that's why I didn't watch Idle Hands, but I refer back to this, and I love this movie. His hand gets possessed. Who's laughing now? Cuts it off with a chainsaw. Really horrific scene, but then the scene following it is hilarious.
Great,
he covers it with a bucket and a couple of books with "Farewell to Arms" as the top book.
Yeah.
That's great. Good stuff. Good prop design. And it's just it's like is it comedy, is it horror? Is it comedy, is it horror? And it goes back and forth and back and forth. And again, low budget film, but it's fantastic every single scene. Very dated. 1987.
Yeah, and because it's low budget, that datedness shows a little bit more, but it's still great.
The when Linda comes back from the dead and she's kind of dancing around and everything, she the stop motion Harryhausen effect of the body is very low budget. You could definitely see somebody had claymated this thing one night, but it's still fun to watch. It's so good. I still say groovy to this day, the same way that he does.
Yeah, if only Sam Raimi could have taken the greatness of that and put it into Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man 3 is not his fault.
It's not.
It's Sony. It's Sony's absolutely. Fault, yeah. I'm still not letting them off the hook for that.
No.
They've tried to cancel Spider-Man 3 times now.
There wasn't supposed to be Venom in that movie.
Yeah.
But
that's okay. We got Venom directed by the guy who directed Zombieland 2.
Yeah. Oh. What was the other movie you watched?
The other movie I watched was a movie I hadn't seen before. I actually wanted to take a page from your book.
Oh, okay.
And watch a movie.
How dare you take a page from my book?
Oh.
It was just sitting there.
It was the bookmarked one, too. It's okay. It was, what's a book you would never read? Great Expectations.
Why do I have it? No, I've actually read Great Expectations.
Oh, fuck you, then.
I read that when I was, I worked in the high school library. I read that.
You're such a fucking nerd. I'm reading. I'm working in the library. Of all the books in the library, I'm just poking fun at you.
No, it's good. Please poke. Yeah.
Don't wink at me. Don't make it weird. Good. Help. You're working in the library. You have all the books at your disposal, and you're reading Great Expectations.
What's wrong with Dickens?
The other movie I watched was The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Yes. Okay.
Have you seen this?
I've seen this. Yeah.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
So I went into. I didn't know anything about the movie.
This is with what's her name from Dexter?
Laura Linney.
Is that her?
No, sorry, Jennifer Carpenter.
Jennifer Carpenter.
Who plays his half sister.
Yeah.
I've never seen Dexter, but I read up on Dexter after watching this.
You're right, Jennifer Carpenter.
Jennifer Carpenter, who was also in Quarantine.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I know everything else except what I actually need to know. That's basically my whole forte.
Oh, yeah, it's a good
thing we've done a podcast about this. Several episodes in. I'm glad to admit this. But I watched Exorcism of Emily Rose. Didn't know anything about it. Story. I knew there was an exorcism in it.
Yes. Well,
so
it is in the name.
Check mark on the whole possession theme. It's a courtroom drama that's basically recalling an exorcism and how this. I almost quote unquoted the priest. This father who is arrested for like neglect / murder for this young teenager.
Yeah. Played
by Jennifer Carpenter. So you already know that Emily Rose is... Oh, I'm sorry. Emily Rose is dead by the beginning of the film.
That's how it starts.
Yeah, that's how it starts.
Yeah.
But then they're basically recalling what happens and whether it was actually a demonic possession or if it was her having seizures and stuff like that. So I actually... I was fully invested as soon as they started, the whole actual trial and everything.
It's a different way to go about it.
Yeah, after having watched so many films where it's just I was this close to watching The Last Exorcism, and I was like, oh, wait, that's the found footage one that was...
Okay, so have you actually seen that one?
The Last Exorcism?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And you didn't like it?
I did not like it.
I actually think it's a pretty good exorcism movie.
You think so?
Yeah, it's a slow burn, and they kind of keep you guessing on what exactly is going on.
Right.
And that they pepper some stuff. The whole premise of The Last Exorcism is it follows a guy who was a preacher beforehand, and he's now openly admitting that he would perform exorcisms on people even though he didn't believe it was actually a thing.
Right,
so he's actively taking their money, and he's hired this documentary crew to kind of journey with
to validate
him, to validate his claim of oh yeah, this is utter horseshit.
I just remember seeing it back on this. Again, I was working at the movie theater, so I was seeing it for free. Who am I to judge? Seeing it, I was like, oh, another found footage movie. So that was the main thing.
Yeah, it did have the unfortunate ness of coming out on the wane of like, okay, we've had too much found footage. It's
quarantine and with all the other movies.
But I think between all the stuff I previously mentioned, and of course things like don't go like, oh yeah, it's not just a normal shoot where some shit is actually happening.
Yeah. Otherwise, what would be the point of the movie?
Yeah. I think it's a good turnaround on it.
Didn't it have a sequel that totally just threw out the found footage?
I think it did have a sequel.
It was really bad.
I did not see it though.
I remember but hearing horrible things about the sequel.
Might have had the Blair Witch 2 syndrome.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about horror sequels is like you have to do something new with the idea. You can't throw out the one thing that was
unique. Quote unquote unique.
A one-trick pony with no tricks is just a pony.
That's true. Put that on a shirt.
I will. Actually, you fucking watch me. I don't want to look it up.
So, you enjoyed Emily Rose, then?
So I did, yeah. I thought, to get back to that, I was watching and I was like, this is not what I was expecting at all. I was expecting a lot more horror.
Yeah.
And while there are horrific moments in it, it was more of just, we need to break up the monotony of the courtroom drama by actually recalling this and giving you a version of the events. The movie constantly makes you question whether or not something that happens
actually happened. Yeah.
Right. So I actually liked that. I thought it was a cool twist, I guess, instead of it just being this is actually horror, this is actually happening, that kind of thing. So I enjoyed it. I think everybody that performed in it was really pulled in really great performances. It was Tom Wilkinson plays the father. Not the father, the pastor in that, who's on trial, and he is great. I love Tom Wilkinson.
Yeah.
So
that's interesting that you enjoyed it, because I actually remember I've only seen it once, and it was when it came out. And I remember
2005, I think.
Yeah, 2005, I think. 3 or 5, I think.
Sure.
I remember coming away from that with a little bit more of a tepid feeling.
Right.
Similar to, I think, how you feel about The Last Exorcism. Mm-hmm. So maybe we both need to revisit the respective
we probably should.
Yeah.
We were different. We were young kids back then.
Yeah.
If it was 2003, 2005, we were just getting into high school.
Yeah.
Jeez.
We're old.
Oh, don't fucking say it out loud.
Make that a shirt.
No. No one wants to buy those shirts.
I guarantee you someone would buy a shirt that says, we're old.
I'm putting all of that quote. I guarantee you somebody will. And the sad thing is, I would buy it just to validate your statement.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What was the other thing you watched? What was the other movie?
Okay, so I watched, 2 things for our topic. And I kept them all contained in the same franchise.
Oh, okay.
The original plan was to watch all 4.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah. However, I only got through 2 because Casey was watching them with me, and we got busy later in the week, so we couldn't finish.
Who's taking the pages out of books now? I only have 2 books, man.
To be fair, I had only really intended to watch the first one, and then she really enjoyed it, so we're like, okay, well, let's rent the second one. So we did.
Right.
And then we were going to do the same with the third and the fourth, but we didn't get around to it. So I'm talking about Insidious.
Oh, okay. That makes sense now.
Yeah, what do you think I was talking about?
No, it wasn't just that.
Just in terms of watching a whole
franchise. But I mean, I also, whenever you said that, I was like, oh, he saw The Exorcist, Exorcist 2, Exorcist 3. Weird franchise to do this for, but
no, God, no, I wouldn't, because apparently 2 and 3 are awful.
They're terrible. They're unwatchable. And what's funny is I've seen those, but I
haven't seen the good one. Oh,
what around to it.
What a life you lead.
It's very rambunctious. I'm very tired. I want to die.
Yeah, I watched Insidious 1 and 2.
Okay, cool.
So the premise of Insidious is family moves into a new house.
Is it a nice house?
It is a nice house. It's very nice. The mother is she composes music.
Oh yeah.
So she gets paid very well, and the husband, who's Patrick Wilson, the mother is Rose Byrne, father is Patrick Wilson.
Yeah.
The kid is someone, and I don't remember.
I want to say Ty.
Ty Sheridan.
Is it?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay. Well, we'll say it is.
Yeah, look it up.
Ty Sheridan in videos. Insider news.
That's not right.
Anybody have any inside news on Ty Sheridan? Welcome to TMZ. No, he's the one who's in other stuff.
Okay. What's the kid's
The
name?
young...
Oh, Ty Simpkins. Ty Simpkins. Simpkins, that's it.
Ty Simpkins.
Yeah.
The younger, because you're thinking of the Ready Player One kid,
right.
Scott Summers.
Definitely not him. Yeah, Ty Simpkins.
One who always looks like he's sucking on a lemon.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The three of them and a younger brother and a baby. They all sounds like a joke, right?
Well, I've seen Three Men and a Baby, so I know where this premise is going.
They all move into this new house for reasons they've left elsewhere. They don't really explain exactly why they left.
Yeah, it's the start of a new chapter. So.
And they get there, and it starts to seem like the house is haunted, like some really scary shit is going down.
Yeah.
And then fucking Ty Simpkins goes up to the attic. This is like the very beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Goes up to the attic. He is climbing a weird, like, random ladder that's up there. And it breaks, and he falls and hits the back of his head. They're like, "Oh, are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." They put him to bed. And then Patrick Wilson goes to wake him up in the morning, and he's not waking up.
Oh, shit.
He's still alive, but he's not waking up. So they take him to the hospital, and they're like...
It's the best kind of kid.
Basically, it seems like he's in a coma.
Yeah.
But the doctors don't really... because everything looks fine. All vitals are fine. So they don't really know what's going on.
He should be awake.
And then the scary shit really starts to happen, and, like... Rose Byrne starts seeing apparitions everywhere,
right.
And
the little. I think I remember from the first movie. You see, like, it's like either a little newspaper boy.
Yes, the newspaper boy.
Yeah,
that's when the Lily's song is going on. Yes, exactly. Yeah,
we won't get copyrights. Pretty sure it's an old enough song.
Yeah, I think that's royalty free.
Sure.
And it turns out that Ty Simpkins is astral projecting out into...
he's a mutant.
The
real world.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Like, in what they call the further.
Yeah.
Which is basically this pitch black place where all the dead are. And because his body is uninhabited, since his astral self, I guess, is out, ghosts... and benevolent forces.
Wait a second.
What?
Are you describing Doctor Strange and what he does?
Yeah, a little bit, right?
Isn't that, like, possible? Couldn't that happen to Doctor Strange's body whenever he goes all, like, push me out of my body?
Yeah, kind of.
Is this in the Marvel Universe?
It is. It's part of the MCU.
Oh, shit.
It doesn't...
Oh, he's an Aquaman.
Yeah. James Wan directed this.
Yeah,
so,
the first one. And the second one.
All of them, actually.
All of them?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Even the last key?
Yep.
Good for him. I'm looking it up anyway. I don't believe you.
Please do. Please prove me wrong.
Hey, Spencer Breslin.
Okay.
I don't know. James Wan has been busy, so I feel like the time when Last Key came out, I feel like he was doing Aquaman.
Well, and no. That was Last Key was way before Aquaman.
Was it?
Yeah.
I feel like that came out like just last year.
No.
Hold on. Oh shit. Well, first off, you're wrong.
Okay, cool.
So Insidious 2010, The Conjuring 2013 on a roll.
Yeah, that's what was happening with those two. Is he was flip flopping between them.
Insidious Chapter 2 2013. He made both of those in the same year. Furious 7, which surprised you.
Yes, I sent you a picture of this during the week, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
I guess that's where I should have gotten that clue from you. I was like, oh, possession movie with James Wan. Yeah. Yeah, I can't believe that surprised you. You had never...
I must have. I don't know if I did know that, but if I did, I completely forgot it. I must have just blocked it out of my memory.
And then Conjuring 2, 2016. He directed I believe the pilot for MacGyver.
Cool.
cool. And I guess that never... Did it ever go past one season?
I couldn't tell you.
I couldn't either. Aquaman, 2018. And then, Insidious The Last Key should have been in between there, right?
You would think, yeah.
You would think. But Insidious The Dark Realm is his next film.
That's chapter 5.
Chapter 5.
Yeah.
Well, now I gotta rewatch all of these movies.
So I've actually never seen 3 and 4, and that was part of the plan. It was
right.
Like, I'll watch 2 that I have seen, 2 that I haven't.
Yeah, 2018. Same year as Aquaman.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, I'm doubly wrong, I guess.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
just
4 for 4, motherfucker.
The episode that Zach is wrong. That's going to be the title.
Well, great. Now it has to be the title. I'm sorry.
I've forgotten where I left off.
I keep throwing you off the rails.
So because Ty Simpkins' body is empty, benevolent spirits are trying to invade and come into the real world. So that's where the possession comes in. There's some twists in there, of course.
Okay, stop trying to sell your home to me. There's some twists, some turns.
You can put this wall out. And,
some upholstery. Freshly painted.
I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't actually seen it.
Yeah.
However, that makes it really difficult to talk about the second one.
Because it's
like
it
leads
2.
directly off of that. Like, within seconds of the end of the first one, the second one starts.
That's what I like about at least the Insidious films, because I feel they're all very closely related, except for The Last Key, which I believe is about a separate family.
I think the third one is that. From what I understand,
the third one's a prequel.
Yeah,
about Patrick Wilson as a kid.
No,
I believe, isn't it?
That's the second one.
Fucking what? I need to rewatch these movies.
The third one's a separate family, and the fourth one is Lin Shaye's house. Like
yeah. Because she references that in the third film.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if she does, but I've never seen the third one.
The only character that's been in all of them has been Lin Shaye.
Yes,
the actress,
and she's great.
She's fantastic. Yeah.
They do this really interesting thing with the second one where it shows a young Lin Shaye, but not Lin Shaye, obviously.
Is it the actress? Oh, okay. Never mind. Sorry, I was cutting you off trying to interject with that question.
But they dub over the younger actress's voice with Lin Shaye's voice.
Weird.
And Casey was like, "Is that her voice just dubbed over?" And I'm like, "No, I don't think so." And I looked it up and like, "Oh yeah, for sure. That's exactly what James Wan did."
Weird.
Yeah. But they're both very good movies. I finally watched some movies part of the spooky month that actually were fairly spooky for me.
Yeah. So you jumped in a little bit?
Yeah. They have a good mixture of jump scares and just slow burn tension.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great imagery and sound design in it.
The baby walkie-talkie?
Yes, yeah. And just, I can't remember who, is it Joseph Bishara? Is that who does the music in it?
I could not give you the musician,
I'm gonna
composer.
Look it up. Insidious composer.
I guess I could have looked
up. Yeah, Joseph Bishara, which coincidentally enough plays the demon in the first one.
Okay.
The red and black one.
Cool. Kind of what happened with Darth Maul, who the character looks like, the demon character.
It does.
Reminded me of Darth Maul. Ray Park.
Yeah.
Ended up just playing the character.
Role.
Yeah.
So
it was,
which is fine. He had like 3, maybe 2 lines in the movie.
Yeah. So.
But now I've forgotten where I was again.
I think you were summing up basically the franchise.
Oh,
as
I was
a whole.
saying Joseph Bishara.
Yes, the composer
does a great job. Both the first and the second films, and I'm assuming the third and the fourth, they're based on feelings of sleep paralysis and night terrors. And unfortunately, I am very familiar with both of those sensations.
Wow, I didn't know that about you.
And it is astounding. I mean, they had to have conducted interviews or
for sure,
or suffered it from these themselves at some point to get it so on point. It's really kind of amazing how close the sound design is to like stuff that you would experience during those night terrors.
Right.
But yeah, great great couple movies. I look forward to finally watching the third and the fourth one at some point.
Well, you might have time, but we've got a different topic for next week.
We do. I'll just have to hold over.
You will just have to hold over.
Yeah.
You can watch it on your time, but you got homework.
Don't
for
tell
next
me
week.
what I have to do.
Yeah, well, it's my pocket. No, it's but that was what you watch.
Yep.
Would you recommend them to someone who A, hasn't seen them, B, is 17 or older, rated R. You gotta remember,
This is good.
it's not for the kids. And then let me finish. And then who enjoys horror and basically.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely an easy recommendation. The second one's a little different from the first one.
Yeah.
And they delve a little bit more into what the further actually is and the lore of all that.
Right.
But it's still really good. And
Okay, cool.
give it a watch for sure.
Give it a watch. Yeah. Those were the movies we watched. Let's dive into the news, Zach.
Dive into the news. Okay.
One day we'll get a theme song.
Yeah, one day. Hey, you know who's having a real good couple weeks?
Oh, I feel like I already know the answer, but go ahead and tell me.
Joker.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Joker, for its second 3-day weekend in a row, earned $55 million, which broke the previous record set by Gravity in October.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like way back in 2013, I think.
The record that Gravity had was $43.1 million, so it defeated it handedly.
Handedly. Oh, one would almost think that these darn comic book movies are maybe might be a thing, might be a success. Maybe we should do more of them.
Might be.
So, do you know what the total gross is for it at this point? This conjecture?
I don't. I can look it up. I think it's still estimated.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
Well, let me throw a bit of related tangential news. Actually,
please do.
It just kept going and going and going with Batman related news. So
there were a lot of Batman.
Yeah, I'll go back. What is that called? Back to back.
Back to back to back.
Yeah, a three-way. That's what they're called. So Zoe Kravitz, who played the weird fairy lady in First Class.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is set to play Catwoman in the Batman. Matt Reeves, the Batman.
Yep.
Starring Robert Pattinson. And
now she's not was not cast specifically as Catwoman.
Right.
She was cast as Selena Kyle. There's an important distinction.
I guess. You know what? You're right, because they've done that in the past.
Well, and from what I understand, Reeves has planned some sort of trilogy. So
he's starting off with a younger Year One Batman, right. I believe, and that's why. Oh, I wrote down his name wrong. Paul Dano, not Paul Dany, joins as the Riddler.
Yes, yeah, I was excited to see this.
Really,
it's kind of a under the radar pick.
Yeah,
but he's great. There Will Be Blood.
There Will Be Blood. Did you ever see Swiss Army Man?
I didn't. No.
That's a fantastic. I highly recommend. Like when you're in a whimsical mood, but you don't want to watch anything like too funny. You want to watch something kind of out there, kind of dreamy.
Yeah.
One of those movies you got to watch when you're kind of like half asleep.
A little weird.
It's weird. It's got a farting corpse in it, played by Harry Potter.
A Daniel Radcliffe. Yes.
A Daniel Radcliffe. Yes. And then Jonah Hill exits the Batman.
Yes, so there were rumors that he was going to be hired on to either do the Riddler or Penguin.
Yeah.
It was very early talks. I don't think they even had written anything up yet.
Yeah.
But he
negotiations
confirmed that it's just not something he's doing.
And here's the thing: I don't think it's because there were like rumors and headlines circulating that it was because he was like too high profile
I just
or
don't think
moving
he's
on other stuff.
Feeling it.
If you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it.
Yeah. Real quick,
yes.
Right now the total lifetime gross of Joker so far is $619.5 million.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I think if it hits 700, it'll pass it
as the highest gross of October.
R-rated
ever
of all time. Yeah.
Oh wow. Is that wait? So is that really close? I'm sorry. You're looking at the numbers.
What do you mean? Is that really close
to breaking the record?
Yeah. I mean, that's like less than $1 million off,
Oh wow.
and it's only in its third weekend. So.
Yeah, and you still got two. You still got this weekend and next weekend.
Yeah.
The Halloween's. Yeah. I mean, but at that point, don't you expect the drop off to?
I mean, there's always going to be a drop off because you have more and more people who have already seen it.
Yeah, even if
Not
it's
going.
a Joker film,
Right.
you know,
But
it's still.
what could happen is, word of mouth still keeps pushing it.
Yeah.
3 weeks in is still really early, and 90 million, especially overseas, is
For
something
sure,
that can be easily done.
But again, it's a very well established character,
right.
regardless of what the actual film pertains. It's still astounding. Good for Joaquin Phoenix. Hopefully it doesn't greenlight a sequel because I don't feel like it needs it. But
Well, and yeah, I mean, if it did, that would be a studio decision.
it would be.
At that
But
point.
I guarantee you, Joaquin Phoenix wouldn't come back to it.
No, I don't think. What's his name? Director.
Oh, Todd Phillips.
Yeah, I don't think Todd Phillips would, because he's been pretty vehement.
Yeah.
Vehemently against the
But
sequel.
that could always change with a price number.
So just to correct myself, it is 700 million. So
Right.
if Joker passes that, it'll be the fourth highest grossing R-rated movie of all time. Number one is actually Deadpool 2 with 785. And then Deadpool 1 is right behind it with 783.
And then it.
It is actually fourth. Number 3 is
Passion
The
of the
Matrix.
Christ?
No, The Matrix Reloaded.
What?
738.
I don't like that. Can we get that out of the top 10, please?
Maybe we'll get it out of the top 10 with Matrix 4.
Say Batrix.
Matrix 4.
There we go. Is it Baywatch and the Matrix? Oh,
Yes.
Baywatch and the Matrix combined. Make it a movie. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm very confused and aroused.
You've cracked the code. There
The
was one
Matrix.
other bit of Batman casting news.
Yeah, did I miss that?
I don't. Oh no, you got Paul Dano. Never mind.
I got all the folks in
Never
there.
mind. You good. Well, going from our Matrix 4 talk, there was some casting news for that as well.
Yes, I did not write this one down. Go ahead and throw it at my face.
Neil
like a pancake.
Patrick Harris
Yeah.
has been cast in a mystery role.
Yeah. Why mystery
This is
role?
the mystery role is not the thing that is weird for me.
It should be because he's gonna play the old black lady.
The Oracle.
Oracle, thank you. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
That's kind of a weird pick, Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah. I mean, he hasn't been in really anything high profile in a while.
He was in
American Horror Story?
No, not A Girl on a Train. What was the one before that? Gone Girl. He was in Gone Girl.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He
Yeah.
got his throat slashed.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yep.
It was like that scene in that movie was like, oh my
Yeah, it was
God.
very
Whoa.
intense. Yeah.
Whoa.
He was great in that.
He was.
Additionally, there are rumors that Jada Pinkett Smith will be coming back.
Say what? Ghost? No, that was the other one.
Niobe.
Niobe.
Yeah.
Ghost was the dude.
The Asian dude, yeah.
Yeah. The video game. Enter the Matrix.
And then
Very dated.
also Jessica Henwick from Iron Fist.
The main actress.
Yeah, not
the main actress, but the one who trains Danny
yes,
in
yeah.
Iron Fist. Never saw Iron Fist, but I read up
alright.
on it.
It was alright. She is supposedly in talks as well to take on
That's
a main role in the movie.
Yeah, I heard rumors that it was basically the new Neo kind of role, but again, all rumors, speculation.
Well, Keanu Reeves is getting cast, so he'll be Neo. Maybe he'll be the Oracle.
No, but she'll be like the new one. You know how he was the sixth one,
yeah.
I think. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. I don't know what voice this is.
We'll also see a couple of movies that we could definitely look forward to because quality is
I don't like your smile.
It's certainly the way we're going.
Uh-oh.
Netflix is developing Murder Mystery 2.
I didn't mind the first one.
You said you liked this one.
I didn't say I liked it. And someone's gonna pull up the audio, but I didn't mind it. I thought the chemistry between I almost said Ashton Kutcher, Adam Sandler.
I want to see that movie. I thought you were gonna replace Jennifer Aniston with Ashton Kutcher. I want to see
that would be hilarious.
I want to see Adam Sandler and Ashton Kutcher trying to save their marriage on a
boat. The whole movie didn't take place on a boat. Other things happened. There were other scenes. No, Ashton Kutcher is too busy saving the planet. All right, saving
Yes,
people from
yeah.
child trafficking. So how about you get off his nuts, man?
I like Ashton.
I like the
Kutcher.
chemistry between I like the chemistry between Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston. So I thought, okay,
Well, you can look forward to this.
yeah, it got like a bajillion views. What didn't it?
Yeah. That was actually another thing I had on the docket.
Yeah, the Netflix views.
Netflix.
Don't do that. Don't do that in private.
Netflix released
Flick of the net.
its most viewed shows and movies.
Stranger Things 3 was one.
Stranger Things was the top viewed TV show, and these are all Netflix originals. BT Dubs,
Of course, yeah.
Say
BT Dubs.
I did say.
You're almost as old as I am.
I am aware. So yeah, Netflix had 64 million viewers.
Wow.
Netflix. I said Stranger Things season 3 had 64 million viewers.
Not bad.
Then followed by Umbrella Academy with 45.
I like that show.
Money Heist, Sex Education, You, Other Planet, Unbelievable, Dead to Me, and When They See Us all rounded up the end of that.
Interesting.
And then
A lot of drama.
Movie-wise, Bird Box actually just narrowly nudged out Murder Mystery with 80 million.
Very weird.
Yeah. Murder Mystery had 73. Triple Frontier was 52.
I like that movie.
Perfect Date, Tall Girl, The Highwaymen.
I haven't seen those.
Secret Obsession, Always Be My Maybe.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I heard great things about that one.
That's a good date movie.
And Otherhood, which
Weird.
was the one where all the kids are off at college, or like they've grown up,
Yeah.
and all the moms take a trip to go spend time with them because they like want to spend time with their sons who they don't really see anymore.
That's weird. I don't want to watch that.
So yeah, interesting little bits of info from them. It's kind of hard to get a handle on Netflix's views sometimes because they don't usually
They're not open about
offer
it.
them.
Unless it's something amazing to brag about.
Following up on movies you definitely do want to make a note to see.
Sure.
Doolittle.
Yeah, this. So, the news, or not the news, I guess, the poster for the movie, because it had already been gestating for a while.
Yeah.
The poster premiered right after we were done recording last week.
We literally shut off the mics.
Yeah,
and then
and
you
saw
sent
it.
me a text. And like, how did we miss this?
How did we miss Robert Downey Jr. in his post-Marvel Universe role as Dr. Doolittle?
You want to ask how Will Smith does the things he does? This is how Will Smith does the things he does.
No, it's because Robert Downey Jr. actually makes good decisions when it comes to his movies, most of the time. Due date notwithstanding.
The trailer for this dropped, and it has a release date of January 17th.
I don't like that. I actually watched it, and I'm like, this would be a great Christmas movie. Why is this not a Christmas movie?
You want to know why?
Why?
Star Wars.
Well, okay, yes.
Anything released in December, you are putting out to pasture.
No, but there's always at least 5 films that come out like Christmas time, so that they can hit every single demographic, right? You got
every single demographic is gonna hit Star Wars.
I know, I know. It comes out the week before Christmas.
I'm aware.
I'm just saying. So there's the week of Christmas,
but people a lot of people don't actively go out to the movies every weekend.
I know. They're not
especially
as crazy.
especially if you have a family too, because then ticket prices add up.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna see one movie in December,
it's gonna be.
What are you gonna fucking see? Cats, Doolittle, or fucking
Cats.
Star Wars?
We're seeing Cats. We're not watching Star Wars. I bought us ticket. No, I'm just kidding. They haven't come out yet.
We talked about Ruben Fleischer. Fleischer?
I say Flesher.
Fleischer.
Because it sounds gross.
I'm gonna say Fleischer.
Sure.
Ruben Fleischer, who we talked about earlier,
directed Zombieland 1 and 2 and Venom.
He directed Venom.
Oh, and no, hold on. Gangster Squad.
Oh yeah, that was a great one.
Yeah. Well, see, now you know his track record. Bad.
Yeah, I never saw Venom, which I've told you before.
Fucking.
Andy Serkis is directing Venom 2, but Fleischer apparently has said that Sony is building towards the Tom Holland, Tom Hardy face-off film. At some point.
Yeah.
Which
we all were expecting.
Not that much of a surprise.
Yeah.
They'd be crazy not to do it well.
With him directing that?
He's not directing.
Oh, he's not. Yeah, Andy Serkis is.
Andy Serkis is directing Venom 2, but
The one after.
whatever is after that, we don't know.
So get Mark Webb. Not Mark Webb. Was it Mark Webb that directed the?
I don't want Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 again.
No, sorry. That's why I'm trying to. That's what I was trying to avoid as well. Who directed?
Ooh.
I'm doing the. Stop doing whip faces. The other. The actual Marvel Spider-Man movies.
It was a thing, was it not?
Well, the first one was. It was the directors of Vacation, the remake.
Director was John Watts.
John Watts, who directed Far From Home.
He did direct Far From Home. Yes.
Okay.
He also did Homecoming.
But they
And
co-direct.
Clown.
And Clown.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I heard.
Interesting. Yeah. So again,
Thanks.
not that surprising. Nothing crazy there. What is crazy?
What?
What?
I'm looking at all the Christmas movies. Go ahead and tell me what you were going to say.
What is crazy is Marvel has signed on their screenwriter for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Oh,
And
yeah. Who is this?
This is Jade Bartlett. And
What are their previous...
That's a good question, because really her quote-unquote claim to fame is in 2016 she wrote a treatment. I don't remember what it's called. Hold on. I pull it up here.
She's new to the scene in Hollywood.
She's very new. This would be like her first movie.
So they must be very confident in her work. I mean, Scott Derrickson, the director of Doctor Strange 1 and 2, Multiverse of Madness.
So it's unclear if Derrickson is still going to be on as a co-writer for this.
Right.
But they have hired on Bartlett.
But as a director, he would definitely have some supervision into the script and collaborate with this Jade Bartlett.
This is according to Collider. She burst onto the scene with her script Miller's Girl, which was voted to the 2016 Blacklist of Hollywood's best unproduced screenplays. So that's her big thing. And then it's being optioned by Seth Rogen.
Miller's Girl?
Yes. And then she's also been hired to do the adaptation of Chloe Esposito's Mad, Bad, and Dangerous to Know.
Okay. So
she's got a couple things on the horizon, but mainly
her first thing.
She turned heads with this Blacklist script.
So we'll have to wait and see on that.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But that's interesting, you know, taking an unknown
new blood.
Yeah,
that's the thing about Marvel's MO is they're always trying to do new things, especially with properties that they know that they can risk a little bit more with.
Right. Tony Gilroy, the co-writer for Rogue One, has also been pulled on to the Cassian Andor Disney Plus show.
I'm interested in that.
Yeah.
I mean, why not get people who actually helped create that story, that unique story, and continue it?
And I guess Gary Wood is not completely available for this. I'm
He
not
is
exactly sure. I know he does a lot of streaming and stuff like that.
He does that now, but he's currently writing the script for the Last Starfighter reboot.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's a good pull. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
He's known for doing a lot of sci-fi. He did do After Earth, which I will forgive him for. He did Book of Eli.
Yeah, Book of Eli's great.
Rogue One, and
he also did the Walking Dead Telltale series.
Yeah. And except for the last season, I think.
No,
he's
just
supervised.
the first one.
Yeah. But he's also written a lot of Star Wars. What is it called? Legacy stories.
The Legends.
Legends. The actual printed books. He wrote a couple of those as well.
Did he?
I think he wrote one or two.
I don't remember that.
Well, whatever. Let's throw misinformation out there too.
Yeah, why not?
It's a podcast.
Kevin Feige has been promoted to Marvel's chief creative officer.
Fuck yeah! It's about time.
This is pretty crazy. Because already he was overseeing all the movie stuff, right?
Marvel Studios,
right?
Flagship.
And now, with this promotion, he will be overseeing all movies, TV, animation, and publishing. So essentially anything Marvel.
Yeah.
He'll still remain the president of Marvel Studios, but he's just gonna get
a bigger office.
A bigger office essentially.
This is amazing, especially considering a couple of years ago he was already talking about I have plans on the horizon to eventually retire.
Right. And now it just seems like he's taking in more work.
Oh, yeah, because the paychecks,
Yeah.
the money.
He was already reported a couple weeks ago that he was jumping on the Star Wars train too. So I mean, like,
Nice.
this guy's gonna be everywhere.
I'm glad because he's.
I'm hoping it doesn't spread him too thin. You know.
Yeah, no, you don't want to overexhaust somebody, especially as creative as Kevin Feige, the orchestrator of an entire Marvel or cinematic universe, not to mention TV universe.
If you can do that, you have a good bit of stamina in you. So hopefully that continues to
rock hard with creativity.
Yes.
What else you got for me?
Speaking of Marvel and tangentially related, Disney Plus dropped a list of like over 600 movies and TV shows on Twitter.
I feel like some of those were fake ones created by fans and they somehow got in the fold.
No. I saw all these tweets coming through.
Okay.
And yeah.
We're not going through all of them.
No. God, no. It's what you would expect. A lot of old animation, Gargoyles, DuckTales.
They've got everything.
Yeah, pretty much everything. A lot of the old.
No such thing as a Disney Vault anymore.
Of the Disney Channel movies too, like the terrible ones, and then you have the Disney animated stuff. They got a bunch of Pixar stuff going on there. There is one blind spot in this though, and I don't know if you saw this.
What are they missing?
We were missing over 3/4 of the Marvel universe of the MCU. Well, maybe not over 3/4,
I don't think they,
but the majority of it.
I think they were just trying to announce everything that isn't already expected to be on Disney Plus.
These are for sure the only Marvel movies that are going to be on there.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
So this goes back to a bunch of licensing deals that they did with Netflix and a couple other things where rights for some things will revert back to them after a certain point.
Right.
But then it picks back up for Netflix. So, like, I think, let me see if I can pull it up.
Like the latest Avengers?
Endgame, I think, is December. That's hitting it. I'll read you a list of the ones that are going to be on there.
Okay.
I got to find it first.
Can I give you a couple of news while you're looking?
Well, I got it right now.
Oh, well, damn it. All right, fine. No, fuck my list.
You can give it to me after.
All this news is thrown out.
Okay.
I'm chucking my phone.
So, per CNET, Avengers will be available on December 11th.
Endgame.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Captain Marvel will launch with it, as well as Iron Man 3, Thor: The Dark World, Avengers: Age of Ultron, Ant-Man, and Guardians of the Galaxy. And then within the first year, they're going to add Iron Man 2, Winter Soldier, Ragnarok, Black Panther, Infinity War, and Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I wish it wasn't such a mixed grab bag.
It is a grab bag for sure.
Why? We can wait on the bad ones.
Well, and can you though? Because it's going to be a while before you see it.
I mean, no, I can recall every single one of these movies.
And like technically, I think Incredible Hulk is still distributed by Universal.
Yeah.
So that's probably not going to be on there at all.
Yeah.
Not that you're missing out on much, but
got him.
Still.
Bottom rung.
Yeah. So a lot of great stuff to look forward to at Disney Plus. However, it is a bit of a shame that
some of the Marvel stuff,
a lot of the Marvel stuff will not be on there. That being said, you will not be hurting for anything to watch. Really.
Yeah, absolutely. There's going to be plenty to watch. Not including the new stuff that they're premiering. That's
Correct.
like
all the original stuff.
Stuff.
Mandalorian, all the Marvel.
So excited.
What's some news you got?
So, I guess I had some drama stuff, but I'm just going to cut all that stuff out because it's just like, and that's a topic for a different day, I guess. Robert Zemeckis is in talks to direct the live-action Pinocchio. I guess keeping in line with Disney.
Yeah.
So Robert Zemeckis, known for the Polar Express,
of course. That's his claim to fame.
And Castaway.
Yeah.
I'm only trying to think of Robert Zemeckis' Tom Hanks pictures.
Clearly, yeah.
So, so I'm kind of intrigued by this.
Yeah, it's an interesting pick. It's not someone that I would have been like, oh yeah, that he's on the short list.
Yeah,
but yeah, interesting.
Fun and whimsical. He can do whimsical.
Yeah.
He can also do The Walk, starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, I hope to God they don't do the
facial,
the animation stuff that they did with Polar Express. That thing is ugly to look at.
Well, the technology has changed since that movie came out, but the technology is still there, and that it should never be used.
Yeah.
I'm interested in that, and then I wanted to bring this up because it's important to both of us.
Yes.
We're both very big fans of anime, right?
Yes, I think I know where you're going with this because I had this on mine.
It was a headline that came out. I think it was either this morning or yesterday morning, and it made me very sad.
Yeah.
So they're making a live action adaptation for Cowboy Bebop.
Yes. Yeah.
And they just started production like a couple of weeks.
No, it was last week.
Just last week.
Just started production.
Yeah, because they had the little cute video of Vine.
Mm-hmm.
And John Cho was injured on set.
Yeah, very bad knee injury.
Very bad.
They had to fly him out to a hospital.
Yeah, and he's going to have to be in recovery for
it'll be
from 7 to 9 months.
Yeah, undergoing surgery and then extensive rehabilitation,
which sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel horrible for what happened to John Cho.
And it's weird too because reading it, it sounds like it was a pretty routine setup. There wasn't anything crazy going on. And then just something happened. There haven't really been a whole lot of details to come out about exactly how he was injured.
I just hope it's not a Harrison Ford foot gets smashed by a door situation.
Yeah.
But it's still like that's 7 to 9. That's basically a year.
Yep. Yeah. And they haven't said that, this is a release date
right
at any point. But yeah, it's gonna push production out and subsequently release out for a little while.
But I think for the hardcore fans who are like, we don't want an adaptation, blah blah blah.
Well, it's such a good pick too for Spike.
Yeah.
That I'm good with waiting on it.
Me too.
And thankfully, it seems like Netflix is that way too.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, we're just gonna wait until he's all healed up, and then we'll pick back up where we left off.
They have plenty of franchises to try and start. The
Right.
Witcher is coming out later this year, and people are kind of excited for that.
Yeah,
we'll have to wait and see. And then one last thing, I guess, animated related. Taika Waititi is still said to be attached to direct Akira.
He was doing a press junket and was asked about Akira and basically confirmed, yes, it's still on the docket, but because of Love and Thunder and
Jojo Rabbit.
Well,
he's
it pushed him out a little bit. He was also saying apparently that they had pushed early production out on Akira because they were focused on script writing, which is interesting to me.
Don't like that.
Yeah,
that's the studio interfering in the script writing.
Right. Let me see if I can pull the quote here.
Do we have the script writers for it? I mean, those change behind the scenes a lot.
Yeah,
but
I don't see who he was talking to. I'm reading IGN right now.
Right.
But I don't know if they were asking him this question at the press junket. They don't have any source on it, so
of course they don't.
But he says, unfortunately, the timing with Akira, because we've been working really hard on the script, we had to keep pushing the start date for the shoot. We ended up having to push it a couple weeks too far, which actually ate into the Thor schedule because they were very close together, and that got pushed again and again. It just got too far into the Thor schedule to be able to make it work. And my first commitment was to Marvel to make that film, so I've kind of had to take Akira and sort of shift it around to the tail end of Thor and move it down a couple of years.
See, I would rather him focus on one film instead of having to stretch himself thin, like we said before.
It is a kind of an orange flag, maybe not a full-on red one.
Warning,
right?
A yellow flag.
Yeah, like this looks weird.
Do you know how flags work in sports?
It depends on...
It's a yellow flag. It's a warning flag.
Well, yeah, but...
Red flag is a penalty.
I fucking know, all right? You goddamn football buff over here. And that's football, not soccer.
Football.
Yeah, I fucking know. I was working off a gradient. Jesus.
I was looking at the color wheel over here, all right? Right in the middle is orange, all right? Yellow, red, orange.
There we go. That's how it works.
Rainbows.
Yeah, that's a little kind of concerning to me, but hopefully it's just, they're really focused on making it good and not having to go back for rewrites or anything for studio
they've had years and years and years and years, and so many directors
and
attached.
They've all dropped off. So what's
because
the
of
one
stuff
constant?
like this.
Yeah,
it's the studio. Fucking Warner Brothers.
Yeah,
Warner Brothers. And then my last news story, which is the weird one. I know that you're holding off on one. I'm sorry.
No, I got a few more. So we could.
You better start calling fast.
I will.
Daniel Kaluuya Star.
Okay, this was on mine too.
Okay, Daniel Kaluuya, star of Get Out.
Yep, and Black Panther.
And Black Panther. He's in Black Panther. Okay.
He wasn't a great guy in Black Panther,
wasn't?
but he was in it.
He was in it. Is trying to make a live-action Barney film.
Barney. He's partnering with Mattel to do this. Who's the rights holder? Of
Yeah,
Barney.
rights holder.
Yeah, this came out of nowhere.
Weird, right?
It is weird. Hold on, I gotta pull the quote up for this as well, because it's a little bonkers.
It almost seems like, and I actually...
He hopes to bring the misunderstood character to life in a full-length feature film. Misunderstood.
Not misunderstood at all.
Misunderstood character. That's like Batman level.
Yeah, did something bad happen to Barney while I grew up that I don't know about? What happened to TJ?
Yeah, the last season had him. He abandoned all the kids. And,
is it a death to Smoochie situation?
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't like
I
that.
love that movie. That's a great movie.
Death to Smoochie?
Yeah.
When I first watched it, I didn't know that I was watching that kind of film.
Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck is this?
This is weird.
I saw Edward Norton in a cute costume,
and
I was
Robin
like,
Williams.
Robin Williams.
Like, oh, he's a Family Guy.
Yeah, I love Robin Williams. he played Genie. It's just a weird story. I thought I would bring it up. And
yeah, it's very weird.
Cool. We have a live action film of Barney. But,
yeah.
All right. Several.
Okay, so real quick, I'll wrap a couple other things up.
Yeah, speed round.
The Rise of Skywalker final trailer.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Or no, not tomorrow.
Monday. October 21st. So.
I mean, all these days blend together.
Yeah, you have that to look forward to.
I don't think I want to watch it.
I won't watch it.
Yeah, I'm already going to see it.
I'm
Stop
good.
showing us stuff.
Yeah. And it's like 2 months out at this point, less than that.
Yeah.
No, 2 months.
Stop marketing it.
Oh, they won't.
Well, I know, but I mean, come on. Stop wasting the money. Make the amount that you're going to earn back from the movie, which is already going to be $2 billion.
There's no amount of money that they could, quote unquote, waste on Star Wars. They'll always find a way to.
I'm
make
folding
money
my
off of
arms.
it.
You can't, audio podcast. I'm folding my arms in a huff.
I'm very sorry. The Rock revealed that Black Adam is finally going to start production.
I didn't write this one down because this is such non-news.
And it's like, okay, really? Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Supposedly it's going to start production in July of 2020. This fucking thing has been
bullshit
rumored forever.
Isn't the DCEU kind of stagnant?
Well, maybe Shazam and Black Adam will be the only ones related.
Because Aquaman was successful. I mean, Shazam was successful, but like everybody kind of forgot it like a month after when Captain Marvel came out.
Yeah.
Ironically, because the character was originally called Captain Marvel.
Oh.
So, little fun fact for you.
It is fun. I'm having a lot of fun.
Woohoo! Hold on.
What are you doing? God damn it. I doubt that even picked up. Was it worth it, you fucking monster? Stop having fun.
Whimsical.
The streaming rights for South Park apparently are up for bid.
Oh, shit!
And it is
picking up HBO.
Starting. Well, I don't know if it's starting, but apparently it's at $500 million at this point.
What? That's a pretty good deal.
So right now, Hulu has the rights, and I guess other studios are trying to pick that up.
Do you think Netflix would?
I'm sure they're part of it. I don't know if they're
or HBO or.
I mean,
technically Disney owns part of it. They could just buy it back from themselves.
Well, I guess, yeah. But
you know what I mean.
They wouldn't want to put that on Disney Plus. They just keep it on Hulu.
But there's going to be rated R content on Disney Plus.
No, all that stuff's going over to Hulu. Rated R content's going over to Hulu. PG-13
That's
is
confirmed?
Yeah, PG-13 is a cutoff for Disney Plus.
Well, then fuck me.
So we'll see how far that PG-13 rating gets pushed with, like, The Mandalorian. But yeah, that's as far as it'll go.
Huh. Yeah. All right.
Okay, we'll wait to see how that goes.
So I've only watched one episode of South Park.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Banned in China? Was that what?
Oh, yeah, it was... No, I didn't watch that one. I watched the World of Warcraft one.
Oh, you mean ever?
Yeah, ever.
Wow.
I've only watched one.
Well, that's
ever.
a good one to pick, I guess. Speaking of China...
Zach is looking around. Again, audio podcast.
It's for the bit.
Oh. It's just for me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
The Once Upon a Time in Hollywood premiere has been canceled in China.
And you know what Quentin Tarantino said?
I didn't see this. Yeah.
He basically responded with like, "I'm not editing this film. No, fuck you. I don't."
That's interesting that he said that because he did extensive edits for Django. I don't know if you remember that.
And Hateful Eight. Like he's done it in the past, but I think originally for Hateful Eight he meant to do that as like a kind of mini series / play.
Gotcha.
So that's why he cut it out. Like on Netflix, there's a Hateful Eight like mini series that you can watch it, and there's added footage and separated into parts.
That's cool.
And for Django, I think that was a compromise with the studio too.
Well, and Django's whole thing was they decreased the level of blood or the color of the blood, one of those things.
I think so. Yeah.
And then they had to go back and edit out Jamie Foxx's junk.
Yeah.
From it.
Why do I feel like I still saw it though in the movie?
Well, you did.
Yeah.
China didn't.
Oh, okay.
China didn't want to see that.
China
dick.
doesn't want any.
They're cool with the racism.
Yeah.
But the dick, no sir.
No sir.
Get that dick out of here.
Get that dick right out of my movie. Said Winnie the Pooh.
And the last one, I believe, the last bit of news, HBO Max actually picks up exclusive streaming rights for Studio Ghibli.
I know. Yeah. This was interesting news to me because I feel like out of all the people that would have an interest in it, and I'm wink and a nod towards Disney, you think that would show up on not necessarily Disney Plus, but at least Hulu.
Well, and I think Disney Plus would actually be a great place for it.
I agree.
The issue is I don't think Ghibli and Disney have that good of a relationship anymore. Their distribution rights, Disney, actually ended back in 2017.
Did they lapse? Do you remember?
I don't. Well, yeah. I mean, it lapsed. They didn't re-up. And I think that was because Ghibli didn't really want to stay with Disney anymore. I think they had some disagreement there.
Huh.
Again, as I tend to do, I might be talking out of my ass.
We tend to do that. Yeah. It is a magical talent that we are able to speak out of our asses.
Yeah. But yeah, that is a interesting place for that to go. I'm kind of wondering how this HBO Max thing is going to go. Are they going to roll in the DC streaming service? Are they going to roll HBO Go /Now?
If it's all combined kind of thing. That's the thing about the streaming wars, man. It's like, what am I paying for? What am I getting?
And we already have different streaming services per studio, right? But now we're looking at the possibility of having multiple streaming services, and I guess Disney is like this too because they have Hulu, Disney Plus, ESPN. Because I watch so much sports.
Yeah, you called what was it called? The football.
The football.
The football.
Yeah.
Red flag, yellow flag.
It was a gradient. Get your fucking Breslin knowledge out of here.
Hey, Spencer Breslin.
Yeah, I mean, now that we have to deal with studios having multiple streaming services, and we're once again hitting that cable area.
Yeah, but I feel like I still feel like we're in a better place when it comes to having the options and availability when it comes to limiting yourself when it comes to streaming services. And if you miss out on content and you miss out on those water cooler moments, okay. There's still plenty of good stuff to watch on every single one of these streaming services.
Right. And as someone who does not have any actual quote unquote real TV,
right.
I just do all streaming. I will say the fact that I can stream anything that I want ostensibly on demand outweighs any package on cable no matter what. Even if yes, technically we will end up eventually with a cable package. They're just streaming services.
Yeah.
But I don't have to watch 5 hours of shit to get to my 1 hour of good.
Are you talking about commercials and stuff?
Yeah, not just that, but having to wait, there's so many shows before the thing I want to watch.
Right. And you have to set a timer to record it on your TiVo. There's another dead technology.
Not but dead, as we previously established, it's still around.
Still around?
Nobody uses it.
Oh, shit.
It's still around.
I'm sorry. I don't remember anything we talk about in these podcasts.
Yeah, clear. Hey, have you heard of Misfits?
Oh, yeah, I have. Have you seen this film?
Film.
I mean,
way to ruin the bit.
Damn it.
Now we're going to have to do it again next week.
This is as dead as that guy that Matthew Broderick killed. So, I'm never letting that bit die. Every once in a while, we're gonna bring Matthew Broderick back into the mix. Remind him.
Can't wait for the lawsuit.
I know. I can't wait. It's not a lot. They can't sue us for a fact. All right, we're stating a fact.
Is it a fact?
Yes, that he killed a guy.
Did he?
Ran him over.
Did he though?
Yes.
Was he? Did he do the time?
No, because he's a celebrity.
Then he didn't kill a guy. That's how the justice system
That's not
works.
how the justice system works.
It is
No, that's not how the facts
if
of life work.
If you were acquitted for the crime, it didn't happen.
That's not okay, OJ.
He served his
He
time.
definitely killed a guy. Oh crap! I don't have my outro. All right.
Way to go, professional podcast here.
I never said we were. I'm riding high on several
LSD.
small amounts of sleep.
Cocaine, as we previously
No,
established.
don't.
Cocaine makes you funny.
Don't do it. This has been Lights, Camera, Nonsense, keeping you updated despite our best efforts. Remember, tuning in every week for all the latest news, reviews, and how-do-you-dos. You can actually do it for only $1 at patreon.com/lightscameranonsense.
Yes.
You can get it early.
Yeah.
Get it all sexy and fresh like bread.
Yep, definitely. And also, you can email us. We skipped over this.
Oh, damn it.
But real quick, email us, lightscameranonsense@gmail.com.
It's not hard to remember.
Yeah, but we gotta do it every time.
Every week.
Every goddamn week. What was it?
lightscameranonsense@gmail.com.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Continue.
Yes. Contact us, questions, comments, concerns, your favorite Chinese food menu. Give me tidbits about that. Give me a good recommendation.
If you can.
If you can. Send me a PDF. I don't care. Tell us what your horoscope reads. I want to know if you're living your life to the best degree. I don't know where I'm going with this.
98 degrees.
98 degrees. 98.6. No, that's the actual where you're supposed to be. That's level. It's not too hot, not too cold for your body.
Radio stations.
No, don't localize us.
Radio killed the.
We're global.
The TV star. That's how it works.
Tune in every week for all the latest news, reviews, and how-do-you-dos. I already said that.
You did, but you can say it again.
Yeah, how-do-you-dos. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We will see you next week.
Bye.